Hey guys, this is Patrick from Customs and Exotics, and I have a front fender, or the right front wing, from a 1969 Jaguar XK coupe, and we're going to be building a new aluminum body, uh, full bonnet, and the body shell also, probably out of aluminum. So what I'm doing right now, I've separated the inner reinforcements, this one and this one that goes here. I've taken that out. I did clamp it temporarily where it's supposed to be, like this, and I had it clamped tight so there's no gaps on here, so we have the curves just good. And you can see here how it's pretty tight here, clamped down. And I marked here where I'm going to do a wireframe buck with it. So got the 1/4 inch rods over here, got 200 feet of that, and I marked here where I'm going to do the wireframe to do the aluminum panels that we're going to hand shape. So I've started here. I've got the first rod along the edge, and I bend the rods so they sit perfectly without having to press on them or put any kind of tension. If I put it in, it just sits perfect in there. So I got clamps now to hold it in place. Did the bottom one over here, and then I did the same thing with the curved one around the fender. The original fender has a smaller lead. I'm using 1/4 inch, but this is a much smaller one from the factory, and they were in here along the bottom and across the curve, and the bottom of the fenders are rolled over completely, encapsulating this metal rod. And that's how the bottom here and the bottom of the fender are from the factory. So here is just a 1-inch lip, the cutout for the headlight. There's a 1-inch lip here. I opened it up a little bit more to get this to work on the rod inside, and the top is also the same thing, lip that connects to the top bonnet skin. So for now I separated those things, opened that up, I took the rod out and got the edges cleaned up. We sandblasted the edges, and we grinded the inside or stripped it down, so I didn't want to sandblast the fender. This fender was a slight damage here, but it's very minor. It's been straightened out pretty good. I may hit it in the roller before I do these bars, so I'll hit it in the English wheel to just smooth it out, and then I'll match with some patterns and make sure it matches the other side that was not damaged at all on the left side. So I started bending my rods and putting them in. They have to be bent so they sit in place, and just with your couple of fingers you can hold them and they're touching all the way around perfect. You don't want to have gaps, trying to make it to where it doesn't, I'm not clamping here and then I have to put tension on the other end to hold it down anywhere, or put tension anywhere. They have to sit freely, nice and smooth all around all the edges. So I'll do all the edges. I started doing this one to go in the front, and I was going to cut it and go this way, but I think I'm actually going to cut it out, and from here I'll just do one that'll go completely straight across all the way to the back. But before I do this one, I'm going to bolt together the fender with the bonnet top, and so that's bolted down over here and bolted down, because this can move a good amount. The front of these fenders are pretty flexible with this little thing. You see, I don't have a lot of tension over the rods, and it's still staying in place. So I want this and this to be at the right place over here. So I'll attach the 2 fenders to the center bonnet piece, and then I'll do this rod here, and I'll do the same thing inside the center section and the other side. Then I'll go ahead and bend all these. I'll bend each piece and do an exact duplicate in case the fenders have been worked on in the past or had anything and the curve is not the same from one side to the other. So I'm going to try to do each one of these 2 pieces. I have this one done. I'll do another one right there next to it, so they're both as identical as possible, or symmetrical from side to side, from left to right. And then I'll fill in with the little things in between each one, and tack weld them all together. So these I've started tack welding a little bit like that. I built this little bender, so it helps build. So it's 3/8 steel. I'm at 5 inch by 8 inch, and this is just a rod that I cut in half. It was for like some kind of a wheel or something, and you had a C-clip here. So I've had that sitting in my toolbox. I just cut it in half and welded it in on there. I did another piece underneath, welded it so I can clamp this like I have on here or on a vise. And from with this, I can go ahead and grab my rods. If I have one left over here, I don't have a loose piece, but for example, I'm going to take this one, the original one, and I can just use that to use and bend. So I can go from this side or this side, I can bend it. And then when I get close to the ends here, instead of cutting a long piece to be able to have and do this much more and then have to cut that off right here for the curve, I drill a little hole. It's a 1/4 inch hole, same as the rod. It's just a tiny bit bigger, so I can put the rod right in there and I can just bend it right from there. So I can grab it and I can start bending right there at 3/8 thick, and so I was able to start bending right away at that thing at the end. So I had maybe an extra 1/2 inch more just to make sure when I curve it it's the right length, and then I just cut off the excess, but I try to keep it pretty tight. And over here, then when I tack weld them, get them pretty tight all the way around. This rod out, this has been taken out for now. So all the pieces were stripped, and I have them coated with Gibbs. Got this stuff I ordered on Amazon. I saw that from one of the videos from Karl Fischer on Make-it-Kustom YouTube channel, and I've been trying to find something to where I have bare metal. It doesn't rust within the next 3 hours, because here in Florida it's so humid. If I had just straight sandblast or just bare metal, then if it's not coated with something or primed, you come the next morning to work, and I'm not an air conditioning seal shop, so the pieces are completely starting getting brown already. So with this stuff, Karl Fischer mentioned that he uses that on his hot rod, and you should check out his thing, his video. He's got a cool 52 pickup rat rod, and he says he uses that and it's waterproof, and apparently it'll keep metal from rusting for up to 5 years. So I'll have to find out. I haven't tested it, obviously. First time I use that. Normally I prime the parts right away, but if I need to do metal work, if it's something like this and I have to do metal work or welding, then you gotta grind the primer, clean it up, prime again. It's time consuming and waste of material. So this was really cool to learn that from him. So I'm doing that. Now, as far as the wire buck, I'm doing that. I've been watching a lot of videos from Wray Schelin, Pro Shaper YouTube channel, and proshaper.com. A lot of videos from him and showing here, and I'm in contact with him, and he's telling me what to do. Once I have my wire buck for pretty much the entire car done, then I'm going to be taking one of his classes and go to his shop in Massachusetts and do the body out of aluminum and work with him and learn from him to make it really, really perfect and do all these panels from scratch. So check him out too. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Wray Schelin if you haven't already. Watch his videos, and Karl Fischer too. He's got some really cool stuff that he does, and how to make some tooling also, and from scratch with low budgets. So both of those guys are really awesome. So check it out. Go look them up. I'll try to put a link at the bottom of the video. I'm not too good with descriptions right now, but I'm learning to use YouTube. But I'll keep going. So tomorrow, I just started with those tonight. So this took about maybe 45 minutes to do all of those. It's pretty quick. So I figure maybe another couple hours. Being my first time doing this, and it's actually pretty quick. And learn from there. So like and subscribe, and I'll keep doing videos. I build a nose. Hopefully by the end of the week or next week, I'd say more next week, I'll have the whole bonnet upper half done. I'll still have to do the bottom section afterwards, but hopefully I'm hoping to have the 2 fenders in the center section all wired and ready for the wire buck done. So I have to paint another car with a lot of parts, so I'm doing this in between in the evening, 2 to 3 hours. So we'll see how that goes, but we'll keep it up. Hope you like it, and give you some insights on how to build stuff. And oh, by the way, this is the front leg for Wray Schelin's YouTube English wheel. Finished today. I cut out this piece out of 3/8. Do a really quick recap. So I cut this piece out and got it all cleaned up around the edges, pretty nice. Got it welded up. So that's the front leg. I have the frame already done and all the welds grinded, so it's sitting, this is the bottom, that's the top. So the front leg's gonna go from here down. Then I have the 2 legs. I have to cut the panels for that, the flanges like this, so I can bolt it on to the frame and to the floor. So we'll be working on that on the next couple of days too, and try to get this English wheel together. I'm still debating if I'm just gonna keep it like this. And as you can see, I finished that a week ago, the frame, and I have the Gibbs on there, and it's bare metal with just a coat, and it's dry, and it's not oily anymore. After a few days, it dries up good. You put it on like you would do wax, just rub it really good and dry it up afterwards, and it's been really, really good. I mean, this thing's been still shiny. There's no brown, nothing at all. So it actually kind of looked cool just do that and clear coat it, but the main idea is probably going to be red with the legs black, like the team in my shop. So, and we'll keep you up to date. I'll have a complete video from the beginning to the end that I've been piecing out as I build it. So once it's all together and ready to use, I'll post that video. So, but this is where I'm at right now, and this is pretty cool. So keep following. Thanks.